Dr. James Alin from Sabah, who will talk on Sabah social change, challenges and opportunities. Can you all welcome Dr. Alin, please?
Very good morning. Thank you, Madam Chair. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am given a task to talk about social challenges, and I pick one particular very urgent and pressing problem of today, Sabah, that is high unemployment. My presentation will consist of three. First, introduction. I will explain a little bit what we consider unemployment and how is it related to another variables is job vacancies. Okay. Next, I will go through in the last 60 years whether we have provided enough job for every Sabahan or not, okay, and why. And last, I will conclude and the way forward. Okay, labor force consists of two, okay, one coin of two sides of one coin, okay. First, only people from 15 and 60 until 64 is considered in the labor force, okay. If you are out of that range, mean you are not counted. That doesn't mean you are not important, okay? Okay. Out of labor force, okay, who is considered out of labor force? Okay, neither employed nor unemployed, particularly housewife, students, those going for further studies, retired, disabled, and people who are not interested to look for a job. So these are not in the statistic of unemployed, okay? The other variables that you need to understand when you talk about unemployment is that how many jobs is available at given year, okay? That's what we call job vacancies. That's actually defined as a paid post that newly created and unoccupied and about to become vacant, for which employer is taking active steps and is prepared to take further steps so that they can find suitable candidates. All right. So when we talk about, unemployed person, okay, statistic department, they divided them into two categories. The first category is most worrying, okay. Active type, active unemployed, those not working during the census and but available for work and looking for one, okay. And the one inactive is less concerned, okay. Inactive people who not well, or they are actually given up, they think they no job for them because they simply do not have that qualification. Bad weather, some people job related to whether bad weather is good or not good, okay. And people who look waiting for result of job application. Okay, when we ask for today, our unemployment rate is about 8%. Okay, less than that. That's 2020. Okay, if we say 8%, okay, we need to understand. Okay, it means that only 92 on average of 100 every 100. Okay. If that year in 2020 is 160 3,000 people unemployed. It means that out of that 192 seeking unemployment will be able to find a job at the end of the year. However, the remaining 8, okay, 8, or if you calculate out of that 160,000, it means 13,000 people. This is worrying group. Okay, this group are what we talk about. Whether they do, whatever they do, no matter how skillful they are, will not find unemployment within that year. Okay, so when people say 200,000 unemployed, that doesn't mean there's 200,000 people are laid idle, doing nothing, okay? So don't have that image, that's not correct, okay? And just now I mentioned about active and inactive. The one that in inactive category 1, these are people who given up, okay? They resign to their faith. They say, I cannot find a job, that's it. There's something wrong with me as a person. So these are called discouraged workers. Okay, discouraged workers require different policy and action from government. Okay, inactive 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are become temporary burden to their family because although they are not employed, they still need to eat, right? So who is feeding them? Of course, their family. Okay, in that sense, society is bearing that burden. Okay, when many people like that category. Okay, this is the situation right before COVID, during COVID, and right after COVID. Okay, where we are. Okay, during COVID, as you know, economic activity, ground to halt, everything stopped, especially during MCO1, MCO2, and the partial MCO. MCO1 and 2 is combined with curfew. Only essential sectors were allowed to operate. So at that time, during that too difficult time, our growth suffer from 85 billion before, it went down to 78 billion. And this year, we don't have that figure yet, but it's roughly around 81 billion. That means we not fully recover from the pre-pandemic, okay? And because of that, because our growth is not that big, so we cannot expect many new job created by the sectors, okay? So that's normal, okay? That's normal. As you see, my laser doesn't work because it's too bright. So anyway, I hope you can see that. You look at that unemployment rate below, the same, it follow growth. When growth down, unemployment also high, okay? High. One is down, one is high. So this we call negative correlation, okay? Job vacancy, JV can refer to job vacancy, okay? So job vacancy also has negative correlation with unemployment. Means if you have many jobs available, abandoned means less people having difficulty finding a job. So just that, okay? Nothing complicated. Right. I say just now, okay, unemployment actually create some challenge to society, okay? Not only the person who is affected, but also their own family, okay? Why we need to know that burden of having unemployed person, okay? What we need to know so that we can actually better understand why our unemployment in Sabah is very high, more higher than in Malaya and more higher than Sarawak, okay? I'll show you the data in a short while, okay? And we can say that unemployment actually involuntary. No one wants to be jobless, okay? No one, unless of course you looking at the green pasture somewhere, okay? You change job, but that is not many of them, okay? So mostly people are just finished schooling and also who just graduated and they are new. We call new entrants, okay? New entrants. All right, so, okay, this graph, the one look like a V, like a neck, your t-shirt neck. Before COVID, on the left, during COVID is the V plunge, okay? And then we recover from there to the right side, okay? So that's a good sign. Okay, economy is recovering, but not good enough to create enough job. Okay, right. Okay. Now let's look at who is that people who doesn't have a job. Okay. Okay. On the left side, that is before pandemic and also 2018 and 2019. Okay. The blue bar on the left refer to how many jobs available, and the other, the yellow and saffron color, yeah, saffron. That one refer to unemployed person. Okay, so if the blue bar is taller than the yellow bar, means is it good? Not good. Good. That's what we want to see, right? I'll show you for the past 60 years or so. Where are we? Yeah? So this one, 2020, that's the mid of pandemic. Of course, we should expect very little job created, especially because only essential service was allowed. Okay, so this essential service don't actually create job that much. You can think of which of that essential service, and you can also tell us that by looking at the reduction in GDP, you can tell whether essential service producing or not. Okay, so the more you lose, the more you lost in GDP, means that essential service is important to GDP. Okay. Okay. All right. I say, unemployment actually is having detrimental social consequences. Okay, you can think of many. Okay, I don't want to list out, but roughly. But when many people unemployed, around almost 200,000 Sabahan, they actually not only in the form of loss of income and production, because there's also what we call non-pecuniary costs that burden to the family and burden to the society. Although we do not have unemployment benefit. Oh, that's very funny, right? Unemployment benefit is some taxpayer money paid to people who cannot find a job. In the Western country, it's very popular. But why would they call it benefit when you are unemployed? That's something strange, right? But we don't have it. What we have is insurance. I'll talk about insurance in a short while, okay? So who is mostly affected by not having a job? Of course, breadwinner, men, mostly men. Just now you saw in the graph, more men unemployed than women. What does it mean? It means that if you are women in Sabah and you are qualified, you are in the labor market, means that you are sold. Okay, you are good. Dijual laris. Tapi lelaki dijual tidak laris. So, I mean, most vulnerable, highly vulnerable is 24% of that unemployed. Who is that? Category 1, 2, 3. That age 15 and 18. That is high school. High school, first of all, they don't have high qualification. Their pay must be low, minimum wages. And they don't have, of course, working experience. So, by logic, they should have mean income, low and mean income, okay? And these people, because they have a low skill, they have limited choice. For example, I show you later where can they find a job, where job is abundant in Malaysia, okay? Okay, job loss, okay? This one I already mentioned, okay? If job loss means loss of production, income, and means if you don't have income, you cannot consume things, okay? And also, you can lose your social status. Job has social status, certain job, especially people with high qualification, okay? So when you out of job, suddenly you lose that pride, okay? We cannot calculate in dollar and cents, but we know it's costly, yeah? Costly, because they lose their belief in themselves, if they are unemployed in longer time, okay? And when jobless, especially married men tend to suffer more than married women. Okay, this is data. Okay, now this is not my statement. Okay, why is that? The other way around is not true. Means that married women, if she become unemployed, will not suffer as men. I explain you why. Because if a man receive award datukship, the wife automatic become. But if a wife become a datuk, the husband will not become datin. So you understand. Okay, now I talk about most interesting thing people ask me. He said, "But how about Malaysia insurance, unemployment insurance, which was designed before Mahathir become Prime Minister second time. And then Mahathir who implemented it. And then during COVID, this one was fully implemented. Under SOCSO, first you need to pay premium, of course, just like any other insurance. If you don't have your premium, you are not subscribed, you have nothing to claim. Simple as that. So this is not a transfer of taxpayer money to unemployed. Okay, simply unemployed person taking a risk, insuring themselves against risk of the future, which is good. I think I like the system. However, what I don't like about the system is that it does not include 8 types of occupation. Means that if you are in that 8 types of occupation, that blue collar, 8, including casual workers, domestic servant, and employee of local authorities, local government, they are not included in this cover. Okay, I wonder why. Okay, why would you limit who can buy insurance, who cannot buy? I think this is something wrong with this thinking. Okay, so I hope those of you become YB change this one. Okay, thank you. Okay, just now in the beginning I say when we have growth, we should expect more job created. It's just logic. Okay, this correlation negative. Okay, one up, one down. When unemployment rises when GDP is low. Okay, during recession and depression. That just now I show you during COVID time. Okay, when economy activity is high, booming. This is a few years before COVID. More production require workers to produce more goods and services. Okay, this is economics. Okay, in 2018 and 2019 we suffer downturn. Pandemic, so we think that employer reduce hours at work, they retrench their workers, and also if possible, actually employers is not that bad. They don't right away retrench or fire their workers because to hire good workers is costly. First, they will try to save them. Second, they say, okay, if I don't want to let you go, you become part-time. And then when the economy is good, then you become full-time again. Okay. Okay, there's another rules, yeah. What we do, yeah, from the viewpoint of economics, okay, if our situation not good, yeah. In order to reduce 1% of unemployment, we need at least 3% of economic growth. Okay, this is rules. Okay. So if our economy is less than 3%, then that means that not much, many people will be unemployed for sure, guaranteed. Yeah? Okay, that is the economic growth. Economic growth, yeah. If GDP keep expanding, will the unemployment disappear altogether? The answer is no. You cannot have zero unemployment. There's certain numbers of unemployment must exist because there's adjustment in the market. Okay, this is the thing we're waiting for. Look at that. All those years, yeah. Actually, I have the data until from 1963, but it's too long, so I just cut half. But it's the same picture. It means that Sabah, the bar that refer to vacancy is very short. The bar that represent unemployment is very tall. So they're not doing good. Okay. Sarawak. This is where the unemployed Sabahan should go. Here. Look. Yeah, that one kan. Blue. The blue bar is taller at the end. That is very recent time. So Sabahan, if they cannot actually afford to go to Sarawak and start life all over again there, government has duty to actually assist them so that they can actually find a job there. Or another is Malaya, sorry. That's Malaya, yeah. Malaya got 29 million people, so obviously they have many jobs. In a million, 2 million in a year. So Sabah, if they are not yet in Semenanjung, in Malaya, looking for a job, there's already 200,000 Sabahan working in Malaya at this very moment. So don't say that they did not try, okay? They tried. Okay, that one I will skip. It means that in high growth years, we should expect more job created. And when the economy is low, we should expect job creation low. But actually it's not so, okay? That relationship does not stay in the long 60 years. So it ups and downs. Sometimes during recession also many job created. During boom also less job created. This is the end of my presentation. At the dawn of Malaysia, there was 116 graduates, 114 Chinese ethnic, only 2 native. I don't know who is these 2 native. I was thinking to ask Tan Sri Bernard, but he's not here. So anyway, in 1970, we had a shortage of workers, including engineers. And by 85, 7,000 graduates, 80% native people. That's not bad, huh? Today, we have 337,500 graduates. Okay, 37,000 of that 100,000 actually still looking for a job. That is not bad neither. Now, if we want to provide job for Sabahan, we need to target 7% of economic growth in the next 10 years. This is not my figure, but this is suggested by SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. And they say we should aim for 7%. This is following Rule 72. And in 10 years, in the next 10 years, we should have GDP per capita. Now we have GDP per capita about $8,000. In 10 years' time, in 27 January 2032, we will become a developed nation, Sabah, if we stay 7% every year. Why 27 January? That's my birthday. Malaya and Sarawak has changed from the viewpoint of labor market. So must we. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. James Alin.